Hello, welcome to Cardboard and Plastic. Today's video, I got some cards in the mail and I want to go over our addiction to grading in the hobby. I myself, I'm a recovering gradaholic. It's something there that I'm having trouble getting out of my brain, but I'm working on it. I'm going through a lot of my cards, really enjoying putting them into binders. And it is hard though. Like I see a couple of cards, I'm like, wow, these are really nice. Then I kind of look at eBay. I'm like, okay, so this 1970s rookie, if it gets like a 6 or a 7, which it's going to get, I could actually add about $15 in value to the card and make a little bit of profit, right? And I'm trying to get away from that and just kind of enjoy the cards. Two of those cards in the background I did grade, and this is what happens, right? You take a $1 to $2 card, it turns into an 8, and that card went from $2. You paid PSA 20, 25 bucks now, and that card is now worth like 50, 60 bucks, right? So you're like, well, it's worth it, but like, it's really not that much money, right? You're paying the majority of the money to PSA. When you actually sell a card with the eBay fees, they take like 15% with the shipping, and people don't want to pay that much, right? And it's just not worth it for me. I will be using grading, and I'll tell you and show you cards that I will grade in the future. This card itself is kind of like, I think, like one of the examples of the problem with grading in the hobby. This is the Topps Traded Troy Aikman. By the way, I did grade the 1989 score with CGC. It got a 9.5. Beautiful card, right? This card is a 9 with the Beckett. It's a nice card. However, that card, the only reason I really bought it, it's like, oh, it's $11. That's cheaper than the price of grading. And I don't like that mentality, because I could go on ComC right now. There's dozens of these cards for under $3.50 a piece. I could buy 3 of them for the same price and look at them, and I know I could find one that's just as nice as that, and then I'll have 2 other ones that I could sell off and just use it towards purchases of other cards, right? This is like a card I graded. Like, really, am I upset I graded it? No. But this is something here, right? That this card itself, and I got to put a new thing on it. There's like garbage in it. No, that's pretty bad. But this card, it got a 9. And this, I actually looked before I made this video. CGC or CSG has graded 72 of these. 10 got a 9. No card got higher than a 9. So this is like one of the nicest examples that CGC graded. And I'm still kind of like mad at myself. Like, why did I grade that card? Right? Could I make money off that card? Probably, right? I paid like $1 to $2 for it on ComC. I would have to look up. I paid about $10 for grading, $12. I could probably sell that card for $25, $30. I could put top pop, right? And that card, right, all said and done, right, I spent all this work to make like $5 to $10, right, after eBay takes their 15%. So this is, right, this card, I paid less than the price of grading, but there's tons of those out there. That card is from a factory set, that Troy Aikman, and you could buy the whole factory set for $20, $25 if you go to like a card show. I mean, they just overprinted those things. And for $20, $25, you could probably get the Aikman, the Sanders, and the Deion Sanders, right? And plus the rest of the set. So I'm really kind of not grading these cheaper cards, right? Because like raw, I could get all of these cards for under $10, right? But then we're paying the grading companies $20, $20, even like $10 in bulk, right? So this is like $50 of grading fees for $10 of cards. And this is kind of what irks me too is, and I feel bad for the people, but I'll show you the mail day. So, I'm collecting the Wheaties set, and I always look for Wheaties cards that have the full border. That's kind of my thing. Also, like with the Red Man tobacco cards, I want the tabs on them. So I'm very particular, even if it's going to take me a long time to finish the set. I'm going to finish the set the way that I want to finish it, right? So I got some 1952 Wheaties, and I'm not looking for graded. I'm not looking for ungraded. I'm looking for the cards that have the characteristic that I want. So I got these cards for $80, and I guarantee the person paid $60 to $70 to have them graded. They basically lost complete money because I would have paid the same price for these cards if they weren't graded. So let me show you a few. By the way, this was a mistake, and I'll kind of show you my organization. Has a little stain in here. These are from cereal boxes. I don't care about that. I care about the beautiful blue border. These are blank backs, of course. But right, we got a Hall of Famer. I don't care about the number grade. It has the border, which I'm kind of looking for. And it's a beautiful card. Just a little stain up there. Doesn't bother me. The problem with that card, I already had it. And this is kind of my thing. Like, I'm trying to organize, get everything together. I tried to do like card ladder, things like that. I don't like it. Right? So I paid quite a bit for it. Paid $150 for the year to kind of do that, and I just to try to organize my collection. And I gave up on it. So I'm going to kind of show you how I'm organizing my collection now. But here's the second card. Beautiful Sam Snead, right? And I don't know how this got a 3. They grade these cards. They're probably like a little crease or something there, but it has the full border. And the last card, Bob Waterfield, a Hall of Famer here. But the thing about this card is I'm probably going to keep those two, right? Now, actually, this one I got to figure out what to do because I have doubles now. This card I am going to crack out. And the reason for it, and this is the issue what I have with these cards there, they cut it as a square. And it looks ugly in my opinion, right? So I'm very picky about this. I need the corners rounded. Aesthetically, it just makes a big difference for me, right? Now, the thing about this is, like these cards, if it was like in this condition with a full border, I would pay $20 for this card, right? And that's what I got it for. So I'm going to crack that out because I need my cards from the set to look a certain way. Now I'm going to kind of show you, like, this card I'm going to keep in the holder, but it won't go into my binder. But it kind of will. I'll explain what I'm doing. So I'll show you, first of all, what I'm doing for some of my collections. So you saw this binder last time. And I'm going to have to kind of show you this, move the camera around. So what I'm doing now, right, because I got cards like this, which I don't want to, like, I can't mix and match with the top loaders. So what I'm doing now, if you take a look, I'm actually taking the cards and I made image of the card and I cut it out, and I did it real quick with nice cardstock, and I just put them in there. So now I know which cards I have. And these cards, right, if I find a raw version that looks like this, right, I'll actually go ahead and put that into the binder and sell that card. However, I don't think I'm going to find another card that looks like that for the 1965 Topps. It is a gorgeous card. But what I did too is I know, like, I like to look at the back of the cards, right? So I even put the cutout in the back. Really silly, really stupid, but for me, it allows me to organize my collection, not look at spreadsheets, and it's like, okay, well, do I have this 1965 Gaylord Perry? And I do. So it just allows me to kind of organize my collection, keep all the cards together, show which ones I have, and then I know which ones I need, right? So this is kind of what I'm doing for my collection right now. And I'll put that away. So what I need to do with these cards is, this is what I did for the Sam Snead. Here's my Sam Snead. I just took the images from PSA, just put them right next to each other, made them 4 inches high, cut them out, just fold it over, glue, and I can put this in my binder. And so when I'm looking, I don't have to get I could put those into storage, keep that in the binder, and if I ever do find like a nice raw version of it, oh, sorry, this is not a good situation there. If Mangini is watching, he's probably going to yell at me for that. An ungraded version. So if I find an ungraded version of that Sam Snead, I would actually just take that, put it in a top loader, put that in my binder, and then I have this one that I could sell, right, in the future. But if I don't find it, it's not a necessity, right? I already have that card, and it's the way that I like it, right, with the full borders. So that is what I'm doing right now. Just going and organizing and putting these images of the cards from my graded collection there, and I'm just putting these in storage, and I know what I have, right? And if I ever want to go and sell some cards, I'll be able to do that. Now, one thing that I do want to know from you in the comments is, how do you store your cards? So what I'm doing is I want them organized by player. Now, I know that I've heard like some people like to store things by the set. And I'm going to kind of do a mixture though, right? So I'm going to store all my Wheaties cards, right, together as a Wheaties set. But I have no interest of like putting together a 1965 top set, right? So for all the player runs, I think I like them personally with all the players' cards, the same player, next to each other, right? To see like the 1965, the 1966, 67 of the same player all together. So that's kind of my preference. But let me know, do you organize by year, by player, or something else? So again, thank you for watching. And as always, keep on collecting.